When a wealthy, older Chinese man and a gorgeous French adolescent girl start dating in 1929, will their relationship have disastrous consequences for both of them? This is their story. The story unfolds during a tense dinner scene, the dominant older brother, snatching away the meager food meant for his timid younger brother. Defiance and heartbreak, she stands up, leaving her uneaten meal behind and storming out. One evening, tears streaming down her cheeks as she questions why older brother always receives more attention, praise, and love. The following day, she leaves for school in a car with her devoted mother and her energetic younger brother. At the bus stop, her mother gives her last-minute guidance and instructions. Traveling to Saigon alone. Then came in a black limousine. The passenger is the wealthy son of a Chinese businessman. A white young girl leaning on the ferry rail was perceiving a Chinaman seeing from a distance inside the car and found her interesting. Stepping out of the car and moved directly in the direction of the young girl. Standing next to her, the man from China finds the girl charming and even more stunning up close. Chinaman offers the girl for cigarettes in an attempt to get her attention. Over time, their talk becomes more interesting. A Chinese man is offering her a ride to Saigon soon. Even on their first meeting, the offer is accepted by the innocuous white girl. Throughout their ride, the girl claims to be a 17-year-old student who lives in a boarding house near the school. A Chinese man shares a fascinating tale about her time spent in Paris. The girl listens and becomes increasingly fascinated with the man. Chinaman slowly touching a white girl with his hands dull in conversation. White girl feels hands, but she doesn't react, so Chinese man fully grasps her. White girl just shut her eye and allowed to feel her palm. Chinaman explore further. Chinese men then navigate through the white girl's legs. Her response was a soft look and a deep breath. When the car stopped in front of her school in Saigon, the deed came to a halt. As she exits the vehicle, Chinese man saw her steadfast desire to stay. Every day white girl walked from the dormitory going to the school. Beside the street, she sees a familiar black limousine parked. She approaches the car slowly and peers inside to see the passenger. Then, when the Chinaman was inside, she gave him a sensual kiss, then jumped off to school. She would pause for a moment after school to look for the black car because she could not forget the touch of the Chinese man as she made her way back to her dorm. After going so long without showing up, finally during a holiday, the return of the black car in front of the dormitory is very inviting. Then white girl came in a rush for their long-awaited reunion. Her bring to the mistress house by a Chinese man. As she goes in, when the two entered, the girl noticed that the room was fairly dark and there was a bed. This girl lacks experience, and this is the first time the girl has accompanied a male in the room. Concerned about the girl, Chinaman wished to leave that place. The girl held back since she wanted to experience it very much. Chinaman slowly removed the girl's clothes and lifted the naked girl onto the bed. Just before Chinaman started, he glanced at the girl's white, pristine body. He tried to hold back again, but the girl quickly took action. The girl began kissing the man's neck and took off his clothes. The hand crawled down to loosen the pants, carefully putting his hand inside and rubbing the manhood. Chinaman got really hot and kissed back. As Chinaman lays on top of her, the girl felt the joy of being dominated hopelessly. She closed her eyes and groaned. After the two ended, while resting in bed, the girl discussed the problems of their family. They left the room at night and went straight to a restaurant. The girl discussed how her mother would be upset, since her mother had a story about a lady who is no longer a virgin and cannot marry. Upset, she declared she didn't like Chinese in front of the guy. After a few days, a black sedan brought him up directly to their meeting site, where Chinaman was waiting. Chinaman instantly hugged and kissed her excitedly. He took off the girl's white dress and kissed her again. On the floor, Chinaman laid on the girl, visible on the young woman's face, experiencing the joy of what is happening. They frequently meet in the same room, savoring the pleasures of their love. At the classroom, the teacher observed the tired girl. Transported by a black automobile, her mother noticed the girl's homecoming. That night, the mother was quite interested as to who brought the girl. The mother presented a letter from the dormitory the days that he did not return home. She admitted to having a wealthy male friend, but lied about the letter. However, his older brother is uncertain. The girl traveled to Saigon with her family in their ancient jeep to introduce them to the wealthy man. The girl mentioned. While dining, Chinaman discussed his family and business, but nobody is interested in listening since they are aware that, in principle, Chinese and white people cannot coexist. The girl simply kept it from Chinaman. When the girl's brother laughed, Chinaman became irritated and they went to the dance floor. The mother sobs and expresses regret for her children's misbehavior while the girl dances with her brothers. Chinaman was watching the girl's lewd dance with his eyes wide open. The two entered the room together, and as soon as Chinaman got close to her, the girl sensed his anger. She fell to the bed, and he swiftly and violently finished what he was doing to her. The girl then asked for money. While parked near the dock, the two were conversing on the girl was heading back to France. Chinaman offered the mother's wedding band as a proof of his sincere love for the girl. The following day, Chinaman went home to talk to his father to not pursue marriage with a Chinese girl and fight for what he genuinely loves. Threatened by the father to be disowned, the man has no alternative but to obey. The girl went home to their residence, and his brother was furious when he saw the diamond ring. Forced to declare if she had intercourse with Chinaman, the girl bravely refused to admit the claim. The night before the man gets married, the girl arrived. Following the man's marriage, the girl promises to meet him for the final time. On the wedding day, the girl is present alongside the others who are waiting for the arrival of the bride and groom. Chinaman watches his most adored girl in the distance while marrying another woman. At the girl's house, all of the equipment has been ready to transferred to Paris. The girl caught up with the mother, who was quite grateful to the man for paying their debt and the fare back to Paris. As promised, the girl returned to the room and waited for the man for a long time, but he never arrived. The entire family accompanied the girl on a large ship to Paris. The forlorn girl looked at the pier. As the ship sailed forward, the girl noticed the man's black automobile. After seeing her lover for the last time, the girl smiled and felt joyful. The girl felt regretful. She never conveyed her actual feelings to the man. A decade after, the girl became a successful writer, and only in the novel was she able to reveal her true love for the man.